Bronny James has declared for the NBA draft. This happened a few days ago. Now, although he declared for the NBA draft, he can always come back to college.
Yeah.
So when I first heard the news, I was like, Bronny, what you doing? Like, you're not there yet. You're not ready to go to the league. But as more information came out, it was like, oh, well, just because he declared for the draft does not mean that he can't go back to college. He can't, like, that doesn't mean he can't go back to college and play again and stuff like that. So I'm like, okay, that's cool. So he'll probably get some NBA scouts to evaluate his game, see if he's ready or not. And that's about it. And then also you have to look at it from this perspective. Hearing reports about this might be the worst NBA draft ever. He might get some consideration in the draft of getting picked earlier than we may realize. So that could be another possibility where, because it's one of arguably the worst NBA draft ever by a lot of NBA scouts, a lot of NBA execs, he may get overdrafted in this situation. So I think it's a good move. What is your reaction to Bronny declaring for the draft?
I mean, why not test the waters? I mean, I don't have a problem with it. It seems like he talked this over. It's like a calculated decision. It doesn't really do any harm. I think he's also into the transfer portal as well. So even if it doesn't work out, he'd essentially be a free agent for college teams. So I mean, I don't see an issue with it. If they don't think I'm ready, okay, back to college for another year.
Yeah,
I don't really see a problem with it.
I think it's the smart move. I think LeBron, I think Rich Paul, all those guys, they probably went in his ear and said, "Hey, why not just see what the league and everything like that view you?" And so, I think it's a good move. I was hearing stuff about Bronny's game is not meant for college. I don't know what the hell that means.
Pretty much, he's pretty much. I don't. Yeah, Jeff T. He be saying some stuff sometimes. I kind of get what he was saying. He was pretty much saying that
Paul Pierce is.
it wasn't like his game isn't like super flashy.
Nah.
It's not going to get him drafted probably in like the top 20 picks or so, because he's not putting up 20 a game or 15, even 15 a game. But he said in the league, GMs would like his style of play because he's more of a role player kind of guy.
Yeah, I get that. I do, but at the same, because I believe he talked about how, like, yo, you gotta, when you go to college, you gotta score, you gotta get buckets in order to, like, really be looked upon as like an elite prospect as a guard his size. And he makes a compelling point. I'll say that, because for his size, for his position, you do have to get some points. You do have to get some assists, because if you're like a wing, you don't necessarily have to average like 15, 20. If you can hit a shot, if you can play good defense, you'll get drafted pretty
Right.
high, because wings are very coveted. They're very well needed. 3D guys very well needed, like a Mikal Bridges type. So I can definitely see that. And I mean, he makes a compelling point. I will say that. I just think that it would do him wonders to go back to college,
I'm pretty
because
sure he'll go back.
because I just think that right now he needs to develop some more, get more time, get more playing time, get more touches, and I do think he should transfer. He is transferring. I mean, he's in the transfer portal, but go to a team where they could utilize the services and develop him the right way. What team is that? Who knows?
And
But
get him involved more.
yeah, I think he's been, like, his game. He's not a natural point guard per se. Like, he's not one of those dudes that's going to dominate the ball and get a ton of assists. So his game is very confusing in times, because I'm trying to figure out, like, what is he, like, what is his, like, full potential.
Frank Ntilikina second.
I've heard Drew Holiday, but is he? Does he? But Drew Holiday, like, he's aggressive offensively. Like, he could be aggressive offensively. I don't see that from Bronny. He's very passive. So I'm trying to figure out, what is his game? Like, what is he? Like, is he just a role player? Is that all he is? Or can he be more than that? that's where I'm a bit confused. I also heard Lonzo Ball at times, but I don't
Nah,
know. I don't know if he's Lonzo Ball.
no. Lonzo was going crazy at UCLA.
I just look at him and I say to myself, can he be an aggressive scorer? Can he be somebody that you get the ball to and he's going to try to score? Or is he just going to defer a lot? And that's my confusion. Maybe it's because, again, first year he was recovering and stuff
Right.
like that. So maybe he just didn't have the time to really develop as a scorer yet. That's why I think he needs to stay another year. Whatever program he goes to, he needs to, one, not be in a situation where he's having to defer to other people a whole lot. Like he needs to go to a program where they're looking at him as, okay, you're the primary scorer, or you're one of the top 3 scorers on that team. You're starting.
Yep.
It can't be, oh, I'm coming off the bench. Oh, I'm only going to get maybe 25 minutes. Like, no, you need to go to a team and you're getting like 30 plus minutes a game. And whatever team that is, obviously it has. I think it has to be a big program.
Yeah.
It can't be no. I'm sorry, LeBron, but the Quizney, your former teammate, he's the head coach of the Quizney and stuff like that. Can't be something like that. I don't think Duke would be the right fit for him. I don't think. I mean, Kentucky, they do produce guards, but they always have 5 stars coming in. So I don't know. I don't know if that's the
Playing
right
time
way.
gonna be a little tricky.
I've heard Oregon. I don't know what's going on with Oregon, but I've heard Oregon. I just think he needs to go to a situation where he can really get a lot of playing time and really develop his game as a point guard. And I don't know what that is. I really don't, but we'll see. I trust LeBron's team's judgment, and that's really all I could really say on that matter.
Yeah,